Hello, I'm Christina with The Turned Leg. I love to salvage, repurpose, and create and help others to do the same. And today, I'm a little nervous because we are in my house and I'm working on the project behind me. So you're gonna get to see one of the rooms in my house in all of its mess. Yep, revealing it live right here on YouTube. I hope it will inspire you. That's the whole point of this, not embarrass me. A while ago, I attended the SOAR conference, which was the Southeastern Ohio Artists Retreat, and it was fabulous. And one of the things they stressed is that as an artist, and yes, if you create anything, you are an artist too, but as an artist, you need to have a creative space. And this spare bedroom behind me is kind of my creative space, but I'm also a full-time teacher. And when everything hit last year, that space also became my online classroom. And, oh, by the way, did I mention, it's our workout room too. There's an elliptical machine in there. I also use it for my live studio. So the room behind me has a lot of different roles, and it's kind of a hot mess. So today, we're gonna take a look at how I organize my space to give me a true dedicated artist studio and hopefully make things much more streamlined to get a little bit more creative. Are you ready to see this space? Because it's really embarrassing. Now, if you watch my lives, the space behind me is usually my backdrop, but there's some issues with it, and there's some space problems if I'm working with a larger piece of furniture. So we're gonna have to deal with that, but let me turn things around and show you the office space that I was using for virtual teaching this year. This is the glorious mess that is my office. The Turned Leg small business stuff is on the shelves. There's so many things. I also use this computer for virtual teaching, and I would actually rotate the entire desk around so that gray wall would be my backdrop, because you need a plain backdrop while you're virtual teaching. It just kind of helps. But that means I had to take everything down. So I want to address that wall. I need something new up there. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a crazy shine. Oh yeah, you can tell on the wall, and that's just not good. We're gonna get a different paint on the walls. The bookcase, yeah, just a hot mess. I'm even now just storing stuff in here, even some of my latest projects, which really need to get into my booth. And yeah, this is also my workout room. Sure, why not, right? Elliptical machine. Gotta find a better spot for that, because in a lot of my lives, you will see the cord. Let me rotate around just a little bit more. So the space you're seeing back here is the common backdrop for many of my lives. And it's okay. The green bookshelf holds a lot of the DIY paint. It also holds items I use for staging. But this blue locker just sticks out too far. And although it's great for storage, if I have larger objects to paint, it's very difficult. So we've got to rework this backspace. Also, see, there's some dead space, and I think I should use the whole space. So maybe I can build up. Who knows? Let's show you what else is in here. So this is what I use usually if I'm doing a small project as kind of my desk. And actually, it is one of my great-grandmother's desks underneath. It fit perfectly. It means a lot to me. It has paint splatter, but we can get that off. I'm hoping one day to kind of restore it. It really needs some help. But until then, I think it gives me good mojo because it was my great-grandmother's, and it is perfect size in this tiny room. Over here, yeah, there's just so many things. This little table that you're seeing, this white table, is great for staging stuff and taking pictures because of the top. Maybe you've seen this in some of my photos. Go look back on Instagram. I love the wood, and it's great for taking pictures, so I keep it in here. But I have beautiful art from beautiful artists that I need to display properly, and I don't want to get paint on them. This beauty is from Kelly Weiler, Girl Upcycled Studios, and I will drop her information in the description box below. Up here, I'm so happy to have 134 vintage letters because that is my booth number. It also has special significance for me. because it was the ship my grandpa was in the war. And so 134 is there to kind of inspire me at all times. And as we scroll down, you're gonna see this background here with two different boards. And I use this for staging. I will take that little white table in front of it and I will stage a lot of pictures if the weather outside is bad. And right underneath is kind of my paint storage cart. By the way, this utility cart works great. It's usually a little neater than this. It's from IKEA and the information about it is in the description box below if you're looking for a great cart for paint. I do like this space for staging, and depending on if I want the beadboard or I want some sort of wood finish to the background, it works great. I like this space, but obviously we need to clean things up. I also need to get it finished. See the gap? Yep. Something to do. I also have a closet in this room. And right now, you know what? I have a lot on my plate in this room. So we're gonna hold off on the closet. Maybe that'll be a whole different day. That has a lot of overflow for our house, including extra school supplies, craft supplies, our vacuum stays in there, and a few other things. As you can tell, I have my work cut out for me, so I have to get started. And I'm going to start with that back wall that's shiny and get it painted. My plan is to have an inspiration wall. I kind of had it before everything went crazy and I had to turn into an online classroom in this room. And I had to take everything down. So I'm eager to get things put back up. So I have them to look at while I'm doing lives and everything else for a little extra inspiration. So we're gonna work on that first. Then we're gonna clear the space and try to pop everything back in a little bit better. Wish me luck. Spent about 3 hours cleaning out the room, and the shiny wall is now patched. So that means that this space tomorrow can get painted. I've moved the larger pieces of furniture to the center, moved a lot of things. Still need to figure out how I'm gonna organize that back wall and what I'm gonna do. So next step is painting. For this project, I'm using Magnolia Home paint and the color is Salvage. I also chose a satin finish, so we cut down on the glare a little. Once things were cleared off, now it's time to get cleaning. Check out all the dust. I decided to move the desk and the hutch top down to my basement for my shipping room for my online store. With all of that furniture gone, there was a lot more space, and there was also more space for the elliptical machine. I had to move it further away from my studio space, so it was not making guest appearances in any of my videos. I decided the easiest thing with the elliptical, because it was super heavy, was just to rotate it 180 degrees so the plug was in the other direction. Another important step was to clean the windows. It is so important if you are recording or taking pictures to have natural light, and clean windows really help. Foaming window cleaner is one of my favorites by far. I also changed out the curtains to shears to allow more light too. Are you enjoying this video? If so, please take a second to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, click the bell for notifications every time I upload a new video. It really helps me to continue to grow my channel to help others to salvage, repurpose, and create. Just click it. The next step is this back wall. I gotta figure out how to move the lockers so I have space for big pieces. I also want to move the doors around a little bit. Just make things look a little bit better. But first, I'm gonna start with that cabinet in the back and take everything off of it and clean it. So that stores my art supplies, my DIY paint, and then all of those random items I use to stage pieces of furniture. Some of them I use and some of them I don't. If I don't use them, they gotta go. After sorting, these are the staging items that have made the cut that I am keeping. Now to figure out what works best with this back wall. I use L brackets to help my doors stand up. I also secure the doors together too with hinges. Time to put everything back. Paint is dry on the back wall, so now it's time to figure out how to arrange the artwork. I always find it's much easier to lay it out on the ground and figure out how you're going to want it before you hang. Then I'm just using a nail and a hammer to hang everything up. I have to show you something now. I said I wasn't going to organize my closet and I kind of lied. I did a little organization. I found this perfect piece while out junking, so it was free, and look at what it does. So here's the piece right here. Obviously, there's always more you can do to clean your closet, but what is so nice about this is I can roll it out. I've got my tech stuff, I've got my finishes, I've got my sweet pick and milk paint, my tools, and I've got some more tech items there. I love this cart and I can roll it to wherever I need. Here are a few things to keep in mind if you're creating your own space. Number one, group things together. It makes them easier to find when you need them and they're all in one spot. Whether it is staging items or paint, put it all together. It'll save you so much time in the long run. Have a dedicated workspace. Get yourself some good lighting. The overhead light is great. Natural light is wonderful. Shears are very helpful at letting it in. Also, a few accent lights can be very helpful too. Reduce excess. If you have too much junk, you're not going to be able to get things done and you'll always be tripping over it. Removing that desk and that hutch in that room gave me so much more space. Finally, make it pretty. You deserve it. While you're in your room, you want it to be nice, even if it's just a smiley mug to hold your brushes. Whew, that was a lot of work, but I'm so excited for my new space. Let's take a look at what it turned out like. The room is complete and I'm already using the space. As you can tell, I had a live today. The natural light is working great. In fact, right now, there is nothing except the light coming from the window. So we're getting some good natural light. There's the ring light. We have no cord on the ground from the elliptical. So that's a plus. The elliptical is there, but out of view. And of course, we have the inspiration wall on the back. On this wall, we talked about the picture from Kelly Weiler. We also have my daughter won the palette from Dion Woods of the Turquoise Iris. Josie from Paint Pixie signed the paintbrush, so that means a lot to me. The pictures on the left of flowers, the top one my daughter did, the bottom one I did. It was a tutorial online, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who did the tutorial, or I'd give them credit. Kara Lockwood painted the picture of the lady at the bottom. My daughter painted the pirate ship when she was like 6 years old. So they are all here for inspiration. Down below we have, well, some cool salvage for next project. And this is my file cabinet that I hope to paint soon because I think it needs a paint job. But for right now, it's here. It's a lot less imposing than what we had. And I am loving my new space, especially this space over here. We moved the cabinet all the way over to the side so I can put larger pieces. I just have tons of room. kind of zoom back to see the space. And I still have staging wall space. I have a hook on the wall there because I occasionally will hang paintings or pictures or windows there that I'm working on. But I just love it. All organized, I have a creative space for myself now. If you have a space in your house, I hope this video has inspired you to start to get a creative spot. It's so much easier to be creative when all of your supplies are in one spot. It's also great if you can have a dedicated area, even if it's just a closet, so you can kind of leave things that are in progress and just shut the door. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this has inspired you to continue to salvage, repurpose, and create.